Yeah, I have traditionally looked at Zur the Enchanter for a long time. A lot of people tend to play Zur as a turbo Shimmer Mirror list. I opted to go for a mid-range list that seeks to get card advantage and maximize on win con density. I like to play Shimmer lines as well, but instead of going all in on one play, I have a lot of backup plans and flash plays, which I wanted to emphasize.
So last time my turn 1 Narset get countered, and I want to try again. And maybe actually land her. So I'm playing the same deck. It's just your old school Narset big flips. Should be fun.
Hello guys, Jed here. Well, I decided to play Sisay today. Been playing this deck for almost 2.5 weeks now. Actually, this deck is very straightforward. There's a Thassa's Oracle line. There is the Aminatu with Oath of the Fairy and Nicol Bolas. That's about it.
So Samurai Dance Ruler just won Mox Masters with Kadiss and Malcolm. He couldn't be here, he was a little bit busy, but we will probably talk with him sooner on my other YouTube channel, or he might show up with this deck as well. But I decided to play his deck, like why not? So Kadiss Malcolm is a cool trick that generates triple Malcolm triggers for lots of treasures. With this, we could get Niv Mizzet Parun if we have our Magda in play, and otherwise it's just various ways of generating infinite damage with Glinthorn and Malcolm, sometimes converting Reckless Fireweaver into a pirate to generate infinite artifact ETB triggers. As well, we also have Is It Breach, basically. Now let's take a look at some opening hands.
Let's draw starting 7. So this first 7 is actually pretty decent. We don't really have everything we would like. We have turn 1 Esper on the play. Sir and Malcolm Kadiss probably both give me a card of that. Sisay might. It's like 50-50. I have Jewel Lotus, so it's a Narset turn 3 guaranteed. Very guaranteed with the Grim Monolith. But we're missing the second land. I think this hand is overall strong enough, though, to just keep as a Hopium hand, which is unlike me. But like we do have a lot of gas, I think the Esper will be able to carry. And we have a personal tutor for when Narset is in play. Usually I have problem mulligan this, but I feel like this deck mulligan's pretty bad. It's kind of like Heliod in that regard, where you just take the first playable thing you get. I might be wrong. It does have a lot of good stuff, but it does have a lot of duds as well. So I'll play it safe and keep this.
This is my opening hand. Taking a look at it, it does provide us with all 3 of the pips that we need to cast Zur. However, it gets out a turn 3 Zur, which preferably you want Zur on turn 2. But in this case, we do have a turn 1 Drannith Magistrate along with a turn 1 Archivist. Generally, in a turbo deck, you want to mow down low in order to present an early win. But in this case, I'm playing a more mid-range Zur that wants to slow down the table, eventually cast Zur, attack, get Necropons, generate card advantage, and eventually try to win it. And this hand, I feel, kind of gets there. We can also present a turn 3 Adnaz with Mystical Tutor if we want it. So generally, you want to mow down low, get an aggressive hand, but I think this hand itself is good enough for... The problem is I would have to pitch something for the Gemstone Cavern, so I have to decide between an Archivist or a Mystical Tutor. In this case, I kind of want to play the long game. I'm gonna pitch the Mystical Tutor and not go for a turn 3 non.
And I chose to keep this opening hand of 7, which I have the Teferi, the Marsh Flats, the Lotho, the Forbidden Orchard, Oko, Busejo, and Birds. This is a typical opening hand with BOP first turn, and second turn I can cast a Lotho or an Oko. I wouldn't cast Sisay right away, but I would prefer to maybe put out a Lotho for a second turn. Well, hope you guys enjoy this game.
So, I really like turn 1 Mystic Remora, I can't lie. We're 4th position, which is actually kind of fine, because they're just gonna put some good stuff into play turn 1. I'm gonna get to my turn 1 fish, pass to Pontus, and they are starting their turn 2, and that's where they could explode a little bit more. So people are usually exploding with artifacts turn 1 and turn 2, so we will be benefiting on their turn 2. Pontus is gonna feed the fish heavily. I don't see a world where Narset doesn't. Narset have to feed the fish, like Pontus can't hold back. If Pontus holds back with Narset not feeding a fish, he will lose the game. Sur is... I saw a lot of creatures in his deck. So he could be avoiding the fish. He could potentially play around it, but I don't think he's going to. I think he's gonna maybe feed the fish. He's a little bit of a hit and a miss. And then we have Sisay. Sisay can play around the fish a lot. She usually plays a lot of various creatures, mana dorks and such. But I actually think that Yed, the Sisay pilot, might actually feed into the fish a little bit. And so against these guys, I actually think that the fish is gonna be good. However, we only have one land. If there's a mental misstep, I'm dead. Like that's just it. So I really see a world where we're tossing away this hand. Besides the fish, there's nothing really that I'm excited about. And you normally want to have like early Malcolm, turn 2 Kadiss, smash, big value, win the game. That's like the normal pattern with this commander. We don't have that many tutors either, so when you draw into a Mystic Remora Rhystic Study, that's great. I am honestly a little bit torn, maybe I should mulligan, but I really think that the fish is gonna be heavily fed, and the chance of a mental misstep isn't... They are usually mulliganing away those. So we're gonna keep it, we're gonna hope for the best, and see how it works out. Let's start the match.
I will start with this Gemstone Cavern, pitching a Mystical Tutor.
I'll start us off by drawing. Land of turn will be a Arid Mesa. I will fetch. Finding a Tundra. Tapping it to cast a Esper Sentinel. Esper resolves. I'll follow up with a Lotus Petal. And then I pass turn.
I will draw for Mana Crypt. I will not pay the 1. I will play Goblet Shrine. I will take 2. I will tap Mana Crypt, tap Goblet Shrine. 1 color is floating. I will play Drain of Magic.
This is actually amazing. I'm really happy about this. As I kept a Mystic Remora instead of a focused commander opener, this is perfect. I'm not really affected by this, and I am honestly a little bit scared against that Narset, so this could help out. However, sadly, it could also potentially prevent them from casting non-creature spells, but still this is okay. This is great, good news. Really happy about my hand.
I have 1 color is floating. I will tap my Gemstone for a white, and I will main phase Archivist. If everything is good, I will proceed to my end step.
Alright, I would like to play this Bayou. Tapping the Bayou for green, I would like to cast a BOP. If BOP resolves, I would like to pass the turn.
I will go to my turn and draw a card. Mana Confluence, tap it, lose a life. The Esper Sentinel, there wasn't mental misstep, so I think this is gonna be safe. I'm gonna cast a Mystic Remora, can't pay for Esper, go ahead and draw a card, and go ahead and take your turn.
Go to my turn. A Spy of Industry is a land for turn. I will do something uncommon for me and go to combat. I'll hit monster 1 because I can.
I take 1.
First card main phase, I'll pay 2 to cast a Grim Monolith, once me draw.
You punch me and then you give me card draw. I guess that's thumbs up.
Then I pass my turn.
Alright, I'm going to go to my turn. Untap, upkeep. I will roll for Crypt. Heads, I don't take damage. Tails, I do. I flip the heads. I do not take damage. I will draw for turn. I'll play Bloodstain Minor. I will fetch. I will tap 5 and play Zerg with 1 color floating. In that case, I will let the mana fizzle and go to my end step.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Zur the Enchanter. I would like to play this Marsh Flats. I'd like to crack the Marsh Flats. I'll shuffle this after. Now I need to decide what to do with that Zur. 3 mana. I would like to cast an Oko. You can draw Mons, and you can draw Pontus. Yes. +1 Oko for its second ability. I would like to target the Zur to become an elf. Then I would like to pass to Mons.
Untap this, tap this, paying for the Mystic Remora as Draenite is still in play. Draw a card for turn. Command Tower is the land drop we're gonna have. I don't need this one. We're gonna discard Brain Freeze to hand size and then pass the turn.
Go to my turn. Land for turn will be a command tower. Then we will go to combat and hit Mons for 1.
I take 1.
Sure. Okay, 37 turns to go. We got him. Pass turn.
Will go to my turn. I will untap and roll for crit. Tails, I take damage. I flip the heads. I will draw for turn. Well, Zer's an elk now. Can't break parity anymore. I guess I'll go to combat when Kong's beats. Yeah. I will swing my 3/3 and my 2/2 at Oko.
I will declare no blockers. Untap, upkeep, draw. I would like to play an Iron Mesa. Like to fetch the Iron Mesa. A Taiga. Tap this 3, black, red, and green. I like to cast an Olivia. Mobilize for war. I pass the turn.
My turn, I will untap and I will pay for the fish again. Draw a card. Otawara, Soaring City. Game's going great! And I pass.
Go to my turn. This is very exciting. Land for turn, Volcanic Island. We'll continue on the plan and hit monster 1.
I will take 1.
Okay, we're getting there. Pass turn.
Yeah, nothing on your end step. I will untap, roll for crit. Tails, I take damage. I flip the tails. I will take the play. Morphic Pool. I'll go to combat. Jen, are you just gonna swing at me? I'm gonna swing you for 3 with Zer, the elk, and I'll swing for Mons.
I'll take the 3. 3 commander.
Got it.
No blocks, I take 2.
Proceed to my end step and pass.
Alright, untap. Upkeep, draw. I would like to play a Forbidden Orchard as my land drop. I would like to tap this for black and this for white. I'd like to cast a Lot Ho. If Lot Ho resolves ETB, there will be an Olivia Mobilize for War trigger. I would like to discard a card, and that card will be a Chromox. Then Lot Ho will have a +1/+1 counter on it and has haste. Then I would like to proceed to combat, and I would like to... This 3 in the air will go to Atakari, and this 3 on the ground will go to Mons. End step, Mons.
Going to my turn, untap. Do we pay for the fish or do we pay for the fish? Looking at this hand, we have nothing but interaction here. Except that we won't, because if I pay for the fish, we can't cast anything. If I don't pay for the fish, our card draw engine is disappearing. Sadly, this card draw engine is not doing enough. We're getting very stuck here. Draenite is still in play. We can bounce the Draenite and play Malcolm this turn, if we want to, with Snap. But then we're still stuck, and I mean... Malcolm into what exactly? Like just mana and Kadiss at this point. We need to draw into something with the heuristic study that is going to do something. Also, utilizing interaction right now at this point where Sisay is starting to get scary is kind of risky. So I think I want to keep the Snap to be able to interact with potentially Sisay in the future. However, tapping out for Mystic Remora is still like not gonna interact anyway, but I don't have a game here. If I crack my Mystic Remora and put Malcolm into play, I still don't really have a game. So I think we're just gonna pay for the fish. Draw a card for turn. No land. So this will be the last fish turn we have. Pass.
Go to my turn. I actually found action, which I was so autopilot mode that I missed it for a second. I will pay 4 to Channel Otawara on Draenith. I will cast the Jewel Lotus, not paying for Remora. Jewel Lotus resolves. I will crack it, tap 3 more to cast my commander. Narset resolves, and I will pass my turn.
Tap 5, and I will cast Ad Nauseam.
I pass.
Crack Lotus Petal to dispel the Adnos.
I will tap Gemstone Caverns for a blue, and I will attempt to cast Flusterstorm. You may draw mods.
So
Yeah, but-
Flusterstorm is like the absolute perfect here, because I can see my Spirit Guide Red Blast one of the Flusterstorms, but it's not gonna be enough. So yeah, I didn't draw into what we needed. Pass.
Adnos goes in the graveyard. My first flip is Mana Drain. Second flip is Force of Will. Third flip is Diabolic Intent. Fourth flip is Grim Monolith, Hollowed Fountain, Tainted Pact, Touch the Spirit Realm, Cavern of Souls, Walking Ballista, Mox Opal, City of Brass, Talisman of Dominant, I forgot, Sicarian Infiltrator, Ancient Tomb, Misty Rainforest, Tundra, Finish, so it's on a 10, Scrubland, Mystic Remora, Verdant Catacombs, Necropone. So I'm going to go ahead and stop here. After I put these in my hand, I will untap, go to my turn, and roll for crit. So I flip the tails, I'll go down to 3. Tap 2 and cast Grim Monolith. You can draw. Both of you. Where's my Mox? I'm going to cast Mox. You may draw Mons. Cool. I'll tap 2 and I'll play Diabolic Intent, my Archivist, as part of the cost. So I'm going to search my library for Power Artifact. Did I play my land yet? I don't think I have. Yeah. So, okay. So let's say Power Artifact is in hand from the tutor. I'll shuffle. I'll play Tundra. I'll play Power Artifact on the Grim Monolith.
I'll respond to this. I will tap this for green. I will channel a Bosejo
No way!
on the Grim. I have 2 legendary creatures, so it only costs 1 green.
And I'll let Boseiju resolve. I am going to cast Tainted Pact. I'll start exiling cards. Born Upon a Wind, Shimmer Mirror, Command Tower, land, Mana Vault, land, bunch of stuff. I'm just gonna get Ice Crown Scepter, pretty much. Or maybe something, I don't know. There it is. I will put Ice Crown Scepter into my hand, and I'll exile the rest. I will spend my 2 colorless and cast Ice Crown Scepter.
I will draw a card and sadly pass.
Ice Crown Scepter resolves. I will imprint Dramatic Reversal. Anything. I'm going to activate Ice Crown Scepter.
I'm going to exile this Simian Spirit Guide and show you a red elemental blast on your dramatic reversal. Can't pay for Esper, Pontus, go ahead and draw a card. I might need you anyway.
REB on the stack. I will cast Force of Will, paying a third of my life and exiling this Mystic Remora. I will attempt to target the REB with the Force of Will.
I'm gonna draw a card first, then Mind Break Trap, trying to stop everything.
So I'm going to cast Fierce Guardianship. Even though Zur is currently an elk, it is still my commander. So even though this looks really strange that I have a 3/3 elk and not Zur, I'm still able to cast Fierce Guardian.
I will draw a card, and here I'm out. I have nothing, guys.
Deflecting slot, please.
I don't have a SWAT.
Oh, but you have something. Oh.
I will exile a Simian Spirit Guide for red, and then I'll pass.
What? Alright. Dramatic Reversal resolves. I'll untap my mana rocks and all my rocks. Activate this in Float of Blue. I'm going to tap... Oh, this is so greedy. I'm going to tap 2 colors, and I'm going to activate Ice Crown Scepter and cast Dramatic Reversal. You may draw Mons. I have 1 blue floating.
Carry on, no response.
I'll float a second blue, and then I'll do it again. So now I have 2 blue floating. So you draw, I'll untap again. I will float a white, and then now I'll do it again. So you may draw 1. I'll float a second white, and then I'll do it 1 more time.
So you have double blue, double white. That means, yeah, silence a thing. So draw a card. Nothing.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and activate the Ice Crown Scepter to cast Dramatic Reversal until you say something before.
So currently you have 4 mana plus everything I will draw. So I currently have Force of Will, Force of Negation in my deck. Let's start drawing cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. I actually have... So I know that he probably has interaction in his hand, so I'm not gonna be able... I don't think it's gonna be a problem for me paying for this pack because he's gonna counterspell it. Pack the Dramatic Reversal.
I will respond by casting Negate.
I will draw from Negate. No response. You have negated my pact.
Alright, Mons. In this case, I kind of want to speed this up. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of my mana and go to 30, and I'll cast Talisman of Dominance. You may draw.
Alright,
Okay,
we're
in that case-
back to me drawing cards for... So you gain 2 mana each time I draw a card. 1, 2, 3,
Yes.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 19. I drew them both.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start off with a Force of Negation, Pitching Mind, Mystical Tutor on your Dramatic Reversal here.
I will attempt to mana drain it.
I will Force of Will, Pitching Transmute Artifact on that. Let's see if you have it. If you have 1 more, you got it, I think.
11 times. I cast a card in Infiltrator with Squad 11 times to draw 12 cards from my deck. Force of Will and stack. I'll draw 12 cards. Oh no, I'm out of counter spells. So I drew 12 cards. I have 1 card left in my library. It's possible that's a counter spell, but I think I exiled the rest of my interaction because of Tainted Pact.
Wait, honestly, do you really don't have a single interaction left?
Nope, the last card in my deck is Taxian Probe, so I do not have any counter spells left in my hand or my deck. Looks like Tainted Pact exiled the rest of my interaction.
Oh my god. You literally have... Oh, this is so... Because I don't have any more interaction either in my deck. So if you... Wow.
So I cannot go infinite anymore. So I exiled Thassa's Oracle along the way because of Tainted Pact, so I definitely cannot win the game. What I'm thinking I'm just going to do is I'm going to let this Force of Will resolve. So because my Dramatic Reversal got countered, I can no longer get infinite mana. However, at the moment, the last amount of floating mana I have is 51. I'm going to tap my Talisman of Dominance, and I'm going to cast Walking Ballista for X equals 26. 26 counters on it.
And I have 27 life.
And I'll swing 3 at Mons.
That puts me into the ballista range. Scary enough, I take 3.
Go to my end step and start discarding cards.
Untap, upkeep, draw. Blue, white, black. Like to cast a Teferi Time Raveler. Comes into play with 4. I would like to -3 Teferi, and I would like to target the Walking Ballista.
I'll ping off your board and Teferi. So how much toughness is that?
It will be 3. This will be 2 and 1. 3, 2, 1, 1.
I will put it all on Mons. Alright.
I
It
survive!
is bounced.
I would like to play a land. Mons, you have so many cards in hand, I don't want to question it. I'll use 1 treasure. I'll just cast Sisay. Then, yeah, pass the turn.
Land drop, island.
Land drop dockside.
3 treasures. I will sack it on the ATB.
So after you sacrifice your treasures, I get 6 treasures total. Lose 3 life and use 1 treasure to cast a Phyrexian Metamorph that becomes a copy of Dockside, generating 6 more treasures. Mox Opal, very active. I have Metalcraft 5 times over. Chromox, Imprinting, Seagate. So now I have enough mana to win the game with my Malcolme, Keen-Eye Navigator and Reckless Fire Weaver. I'm going to cast a Mask of Nexus. The grand total here is 9 mana. So Maskwood Nexus will convert my Reckless Fire Weaver into a pirate. Then, whenever I cast an artifact, let's just cast this Mana Vault, there we go. Reckless Fire Weaver as a pirate will trigger and deal 1 damage to all of my opponents. This is going to trigger Malcolme because with Maximus Maskwood Nexus, Reckless Fire Weaver is a pirate. And here I will go infinite. I will make infinite treasures with Malcolme and infinite damage with Reckless Fire Weaver. I can't win with Glinton Buccaneer because I only have 15 decks remaining in, so can't do that. Regardless, infinite damage and a lot of strange outcomes, but somehow I won.
Yeah, I think towards the end, I definitely could have played better, could have done some lines more efficiently, could have discarded cards from my hand to where I probably had a better chance of a win. But at the end of the day, I think I had a lot of fun, just pretty wild, going through all the lines, doing all that crazy stuff. I think when I passed turn, Yed decided to play Teferi, and he wanted to bounce my Walking Ballista. I wanted to politic for him not to do that, because I fed Mons so many cards that he will win the game on his turn. And my Walking Ballista plus the Zur attack had put him into the range of lethal. And what that does is it's supposed to put like a nuke right next to him and say, if you go off, I will kill you. And in doing so, it allows Mons to pass turn with open mana and stop Pontus from winning. Because Pontus was doing nothing the whole game. The moment he gets out Narset, he'll chain extra turn spells and go for the win. So by doing that, I wanted to just... I wanted everybody to keep each other in check. And eventually, if I'm lucky, I get back to my turn. And then I try to go again with Walking.
Yeah, I think... Did you have the win? As I understood, you didn't have the win, apparently. In that case, I don't think you should have removed the Walking Ballista. I think I'm gonna agree with Adatari here. And also, I think that you potentially should have showcased that you don't have the win, don't kill, don't use Walking Ballista on me and pass, potentially. Or what do you think?
Okay, first of all, I would like to say to everyone what kind of player I am. This is very important. I started a very long time ago playing cEDH, and I'm not a political player. It's just my principle. It's the way I am as a player. I don't like to ask people for help because I can win on myself. I don't like to ask people if they have counter spells, if they're gonna win the game, if I pass priority or not. Due to turn order, so I don't want to ask Mons if he has an answer or Pontus if he has an answer. But my gameplay was I don't like to take backs also or rewinds. My only play was to know what Adatari will do if I bounce the walking ballista, because I know I'm not winning because I have one card in hand, and if I ever bounce the walking ballista, I would get to know if he will kill Mons on that turn or on that action and that specific action. So that was my gameplay. There's nothing else much to it.
But you are going to
So-
interact, I think, with Pontus there because of how you are going to generate treasures with Lofo. So if Walking Ballista kills me, Pontus goes to his turn. You have CC activations to potentially interact with Pontus and even maybe interact.
I can. The Narset has hexproof.
Yeah, but you can activate
So-
Sisay to find things. For example, you can find Laviniasaurus Renegade. And here's the cool part. Laviniasaurus Renegade interacts with Pontus and Adatari. And I wanna say something which I think is very important here. And I think actually this is a great showcase because this is something I actually kind of believe. So you are allowed to play and have your views because what I hear from you is very honorable. You have a view on like how you want to play and such, and no one can say that you're playing incorrect because, well, it's a discussion, of course, like decisions and such, but everyone is allowed to play the game however they want, and people can have all kinds of opinions about other players and how they play. Now, discussion-wise, if someone is making a good play or bad play, is of course something you can have. But people are allowed to play the game however they want to. There's often discussions about, am I allowed to cast a Pact of Negation, or is that wrong? And it varies from person to person. And I hear other people saying, politics stuff isn't my thing, talking and communicating and trying to make deals isn't my thing. So I don't have a problem with this at all. And also you saying, okay, I made my actions, and then we started kind of talking about it, but I'm not gonna go back on I don't like takebacks. So the only thing I have to say, Jed, is that I don't think you did anything wrong, or I actually think you, player-wise, I would not have done that myself. I would have done it differently. But what I want to say is that people have their views, and they are entitled to have that.
Yes, thanks for saying that. I do understand. It's all about hindsight. You know, we think differently. But in my case, I just wanted to know if he will kill you on that turn or not, based on his decision, because I'm prepared that my board will be wiped out. You know, but I can't say. For me, as I have said earlier, as my principle, I cannot say to people that I have the win or not. I don't have the win. It's just me.
Yeah,
you know.
No, I think it's
So
I think it's more than you. I've heard other people say similar things, that they don't like politics and stuff, and that's fine. That's fine.
well, I respect others people's place and decision. I respect you, Pontus, and Adatario, whatever they did. You know, but for me, I'll always stick to how I play the game.
I think he's completely in the right. I think if he wants to stick to his philosophy, his thoughts, his beliefs, that's perfectly fine. And he also technically asked me a question. I said, I replied that I technically didn't want to kill Mons, but it is what it is.
That actually brings up a very good discussion. Like, should you kill me immediately, or should you let me live? I don't have a way to survive Walking Ballista at all. Like, I think Angel's Grace is the literally only card that would make me survive, I think.
That's why, going back to the thing that you said earlier, Mons, in the beginning of the game, that seat order and turn order is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so unfortunately, in my order, I was after Adatari, who was trying to go for the win, and I had two cards in my hand. Sorry, one card in my hand before my draw phase, and the draw was only the Cultist of the Absolute, which does nothing. So my only answer on that hand was the Teferi and the Boseiju earlier for the power artifact,
Yeah.
and that was about it. Yeah.
In my opinion, I think in that situation, if I were in your position, I would probably try to play for the win in the sense that I would just have to rely on my opponents to deal with each other, because it is a multiplayer format. Like I said, Mons is supposed to keep Pontus in check. I'll keep Mons in check, and then Pontus, I don't know what Pontus can do in that situation really. Maybe he'll go off, maybe he'll pass.
I don't think Pontus. If I'm having a walking ballista staring down my face, I can't go for the win. So I will have to put things into play that is somehow forcing you to shoot at Pontus. So what I would have potentially actually done is put Glinthorn and Malcolm into play and put Pontus down to walking ballista lethal.
Yes.
And then you could have aimed at Pontus, and I would have to go, and then we would pass to your turn where I would try to interact with you as I'm alive against that. It's a very strange situation. Like the point where someone has like a gun and they can kill any player, but they can only kill one player. It becomes a very interesting game, but a very difficult game. People who have played Bang, the board game Bang, might have a good picture.
Yeah, I like. That's why I don't know. You cannot say also that it's. I don't know if I heard Adatar say earlier if he king make or whatever, but I just wanted it to be fair in the sense that I don't want to say that Adatari, I don't have the win. You can kill. You can kill. I mean,
I don't think Adatari.
I didn't want you to say that. No,
but I don't think you'd want to kill me, because I'm like not going to. If there's a walking ballista that can kill me in instant speed, I can't put the win con in play. I have to put interaction into play. And as
no, I didn't want to kill him at all.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I wasn't gonna say anything. You're good.
No, I had no intentions of asking yet if he had the win or not. What I wanted yet to do was just to essentially not interact, just cast Sisay, hold up an activation, and pass turn. He didn't need to do anything there. Like I said, he had to just wait and see whichever person of the two that I was pretty much holding a gun to. Because I can't kill you, I can wipe your board, but at the same time, like, I can't. It's just a really awkward situation for me. And we're all playing a game of chicken.
Yes.
And that's just what I saw right from the start when I ended my turn. And I was like, I think the best thing to do in your situation is just to not draw threat. And to do that, you just cast Sisay and pray that Adatari has like a logistical mindset to just not ping off his board randomly, which I would have done. I was looking at Mons in reality as the threat. But because you decided to take a game action to remove the only piece I had on the board, I was thinking, okay, he might go for the win, but he didn't really say anything afterwards. So I was like, okay, I'll just ping off the board. Maybe he'll play something with haste and swing at me. Maybe he'll do something. That's what I thought.
That's it for us. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.